Hey y'all. All right, hello y'all. I'm about to go ahead and start this. I'm gonna play a song, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'll start my presentation. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. All right, so again, welcome everybody that's here. This ain't gonna be that long because I think those of y'all that watch me anyway, you pretty woke anyway. But all right, so in my opinion, now y'all know I've done videos on clones and all that type of stuff, right? And I know when I was seeing this new DMX and everything, it didn't even look like him. Okay. That's just my opinion. But with that being said, all this that we saw going on, and I'm going to show y'all, it was nothing more than an Easter blood sacrifice. That's it. That's all. Now I'm going to show y'all that. Period. All them inconsistencies and all the misinformation that was put out there and all that stuff. Come on now. Now, First clue. They said that DMX suffered a drug overdose on Friday night. That Friday night that they're talking about, the date was April 2nd. April's the 4th month, then 2. So you take 4 plus 2, that's 6. There's your 6. Okay. Of course, they had thrown 11, right? It was at 11 p.m., right? It wasn't 11:01. It wasn't 11:15. It was 11 o'clock. Okay. Look that up if you want to know what them numbers mean. But they made sure to say an overdose, right? They also said he was in a vegetative state. Remember that. They said basically they said some brain activity, but there really was no brain activity for real, because they said allegedly that he was without oxygen for 30 minutes. Now we all know what that means if you were without oxygen for 30 minutes. Okay? Remember I told you before, these people operate off of numbers and symbols. Okay? Numbers and symbols. Now, then they made a point to say, about his 15 kids, coming to the hospital to visit. Why couldn't they just say kids? But they had to say 15. So let's go. 5 plus 1 is 6. There's your second 6. So the only natural thing or logical thing to think of next is, okay, I got 2 6s. Are they going to pull the plug on the 8th? Because that would have made the 6th day that he was in this alleged coma. Okay. Let me throw this in also, because they kept putting that drug overdose narrative out there. But then it was family saying that he had got that vaccine days before his heart attack. Their family is saying no drugs. Like I said, allegedly, this is what's being said. I didn't make this up. I got the article on the screen for you to see. And let me also say this, because I spoke with someone about this. Someone was like, well, they said it was an overdose, so who's to say it really wasn't an overdose? And I was like, you know what? You're correct, but guess what? Why would you be so quick to believe it was an overdose versus this vaccine that we already have evidence that so many people have been dying from getting that vaccine? But because it's DMX with a history of drug usage, it's easier to believe that this man overdosed, right? If you believe that was the real DMX. Just saying. But all I'm saying is, whoo, child. It's easier to try and tarnish his legacy by saying a drug overdose. Let me remind y'all, though, they're quick to say these black men is drugs is the blame for their death. If you don't believe me, you know what's going on in the George Floyd, this right now, the trial against Derek Chauvin, whatever the fuck his last name is. His defense, they trying to say, oh, George Floyd somehow ate too many drugs. That BS. But see, I ain't gonna get into all that right now. That's a whole nother video. But I just wanted to show you another example of this whole drug thing. They love to say that. Now, like I told you, so I was expecting them to pull the plug on the 8th. That would have made 6 days, and you had your 666. But see, these little devils are little, they think they're smarter than everybody. But they pulled the plug on the 9th. Okay, cool, right? You think, okay, the 9th, right? Come on now. What is 9 plus 4? 9 plus 4 is 13. And I'm going to show you what the significance of that number 13 is. Also, he was age 50. I'm going to show you the significance of that number 50 because I told you before these devils operate off of numbers and symbols. Colors, numbers, and symbols, period. See, a lot of y'all too busy focused on a person. That's why you won't believe that these people have been cloned and stuff like that. You don't want to believe that stuff. You don't want to believe that these people been gone. You don't want to believe that this is ritualistic stuff that they are doing. Period. I don't give a fuck. Oh, the family, this, the family, that. Man, please. What that mean? Everybody could be bought, right? Everybody got a price, right? And if you don't know what the number 50 is, do a little research. But I'll just give you a little quick thing about it. It's the 50th year. It's the Shabbat of the land in Hebrew. The Latin term is Jubilee. You do know what Jubilee means, right? Jubilee is celebration. Okay? Jubilee is celebration. Oh, Michael Jackson also died at the age of 50 from what? A drug overdose, right? That's that narrative they put out there on that black man too, right? A drug overdose. Okay? Remember, they said allegedly from he couldn't get no sleep, so the doctor allegedly, you know, an IV, that shit, drug overdose. Now, I told you number 13 is about it's the bloodline. Them 13 families of the secret government. Them 13 families. Look that up. But I got that on the screen for you so you can pause, do whatever you need to do. But them 13 families. They pulled that plug on April 9th. 4 plus 9 is 13. Okay? Because that's for these sick mofos. Their sacrifice. Okay? Their Easter sacrifice. Because see, remember, April 2nd, when he allegedly had this heart attack, it was 11 p.m. Friday night, April 2nd. That was also Good Friday. Yep. Do you know what Easter is? Well, not just a pagan holiday, but celebration, they say, of love and sacrifice. See, the number 50 is also supposed to mean something good, right? Jubilee, happiness, right? I told you, DMX, in my opinion, was a blood sacrifice. The name DMX. I think he been gone. I keep telling you, these people, it's all about rituals with these people. Period. You're right, Kim, about, yeah, even 9 times 4, if you want to go there, that's 36. You're 3 sixes. Thank you. You're right. That too. And he was 50 years old. I believe that too, that they got rid of him when he went to prison. Let me tell y'all something about how they operate. This was definitely a blood sacrifice. DMX, no, he knew what he got into, okay? Period. When you get a chance, check out DMX, a song called Let Me Fly. In that song, Let Me Fly, he even states that he sold his soul. Okay? You got to understand when these people are approached by these demons, most of these people are from poverty. Okay? So when they approached by these demons with this, what looks like a good deal, right? They think about, okay, I'm going to get me and my family up out of this poverty. And I think a lot of these people, like a lot of things, they think, oh, I can get out this contract if I want to later on. But you have to understand, when you sign that blood contract with that devil, there's no it's blood in, blood out, period. You break that. Let me tell you something. This is for anybody. You sign a contract, you break that contract, there is a price to pay. Period. They don't give a fuck if you wake up after the fact. You sign that contract. Now, there's going to be a sacrifice. And if you refuse to sacrifice somebody close to you, they're going to sacrifice your ass. Now, when they choose to tell the people you died, that's on them. They're all about rituals, blood rituals, and sacrifices. You keep thinking everything in that Bible is real too. I'm going to tell you that real quick. Because these people, please, they taking out this blood sacrifice thing for real. I want to say this though too. I saw somebody say something in the chat. Because we don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say what he did or did not give back to people. Because true giving, if you really give, that's supposed to be in secret. You're not supposed to be standing out there announcing what you give to people, organizations, or whatever the case may be. I remember one time even Eminem got pissed. Don't get me on that. Okay, but I'm just giving an example. When somebody was acting like he didn't, so he had to prove that, yeah, I do give to these different, organizations. You're not, because think about it. People want you to announce, but you're not supposed to announce it. So I'm not going to sit up here and say what DMX did or did not give back, because I don't know that. Just because we didn't hear it don't mean it didn't happen. So this was definitely a blood sacrifice. He knew what he was getting into. He knew what he was getting into. He knew it. Just remember this, y'all. The world is a stage. I know this may be hard for some people to believe, but the world is a stage. And they show you what the fuck they want to show you. That's why I call it puppet media. Because that's what it is. Puppet media. Look at who owns these media stations, outlets, all that stuff. Look who owns them. Because let me also say this. A lot of people also miss the point. The DMX was born here in the DMV. He was born in Baltimore, Maryland. And when he was younger, his family moved to New York. So don't get none of that twisted. That's why I said we don't know who or where he gave to. Period. We don't know. Yeah, and I noticed that too, that Beyonce and Jay-Z decided to buy his masters. They ain't fooling nobody. They're not fooling nobody. Anybody dealing with them ain't fooling nobody. So anyway, like I said, the world is a stage. It was, in my opinion, based off of the numbers and the things that I've seen, he was definitely it was a blood sacrifice. It was a ritual. He was gone. He been gone. Because let me just, okay, whether you believe he died years ago or whatever, he definitely died, in my opinion, on April 2nd. Let me give you something just from my own experience, because I know how this stuff works. When you're on a life support, when they say there is barely no brain activity, you are gone. A doctor once told me when my grandmother was on a life support, they said basically they have the people on the life support. That's for the family's benefit. So you can say your goodbyes. So it appears that that person is still here, but they've been gone. Because see, that machine is what's making it look like they breathing still. Okay? It was a sacrifice. I know it could be hard to believe for somebody, but it is. Some of y'all want to believe that it was a drug overdose, so be it. It's easy to believe the worst in somebody. See, a lot of times people want to believe the worst in somebody versus the truth. A lot of people they don't want to hear the truth. They just want to believe the worst. So Michael Jackson died from a drug overdose. DMX died from a drug overdose. George Floyd died from a drug overdose. I can go down the line because it's a lot of them. Okay? Jimi Hendrix. I can go down the line. Remember Sam Cooke? They act like he was drugged out and he got shot because he was drugged out. No. But that's some narratives they put out there. Oh yeah, thank you, Prince as well. I forgot about that. Prince too. They said he drug overdose, right? Oh, and on the elevator. Do you understand the symbolism of elevator? Prince was on an elevator going down. Do you understand the symbolism of that? Come on now. Everything that these people say and do is about the numbers, symbolism, colors, all of that. Yep, Lynn Bias, all these. And don't get me wrong. Yes, DMX used drugs. He even admitted that. I'm not sitting there saying he didn't, but what I'm saying is I don't believe the narrative they put out. Remember this before I end this. I'm gonna play one more song and I want y'all to listen to it. It's his song. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna have to edit the fuck out of this. So what I'm gonna do is, if you want the unedited version, it's gonna be on my Patreon. I have to for YouTube because they're gonna really fuck with me for playing 2 DMX songs. Okay. But anyway, with that being said, remember, first they said he was DMX was on life support, right? A vegetative state. Do you understand what vegetative means? And then I think what the second day or something like that, second or third day, I forgot. I gotta look. His attorney, I'm sorry, not his, I think it was the attorney manager, whatever, came out and said, "Oh, he's off. He's been taking off life support and he's breathing on his own." And I remember when I read that, I'm like, "Well, goddamn, that is a miracle. How is this even possible?" But then, of course, came back later. Oh, I was given misinformation. They put misinformation out there from the beginning. And the crazy thing is, people don't want to do their due diligence. Even though I saw that, I did not post anything. I didn't go live, nothing saying that this man is off life support because I have common fucking sense. And I know god daggone well that if you don't have oxygen for 30 minutes, your ass ain't up off no life support. But they want, you know why they said that shit? I think it was the third day. You know why they said that shit on the third day? Like he was risen. Blood sacrifice. He was risen. Like he rose from the dead. Blood sacrifice. Do you understand that now? Blood sacrifice. They want you to believe that he rose from the dead because you are not, your brain without oxygen for 30 minutes. You're not coming back from that. He been gone. Been gone. But they chose the date for April 9th, 2021. 4 plus 9, that's 13. The 13 bloodlines of them demonic families. Or you can do 4 times 9. You got 36. 3 6s. Blood sacrifice. Period. Now listen to this and then I'm out. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, if you want the unedited version, this whole live, it's going to be on my Patreon by tomorrow night. Because we already know YouTube gonna mess with me for playing 2 DMX songs. But like I said, yeah, he had a history of using drugs. So it's easy to believe the worst. I don't believe there was a drug overdose. I don't believe none of that. I don't. I also don't believe that this man died on April 9th, 2021. That's just their ritual. Bottom line, be careful who you shake hands with. Be careful what contracts you sign. Because if you break that contract, there is a sacrifice, period. And when you're dealing with the devil, it's blood in, it's blood out, period. And you can keep believing that clones and all that other stuff ain't real. That's fine. That's your business. But remember this, God said, let those with eyes to see, see, and let those with ears to hear, hear. I'm woke. And DMX woke up too, and they put his ass to sleep.
Let us pray.